Hey everybody, welcome to the Extra Flick Show. I'm Shawn and I'm here with my co-host Austin, and today we're going to be going over some of the crazy movie news that's happened this week. So let's get into it.
A lot of stuff. A lot of things. A lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff. You are not wrong. We got so much stuff. So much stuff. First off, this is the big thing that I got so excited for this week to hear. Spider-Man Brand New Day news.
Okay.
Jon Bernthal joining the cast as the Punisher. Officially, this is happening.
Wow.
So now we're looking at, what are we looking at? We got, also, we've heard that Zendaya and Jacob Batalon are, MJ and Ned are also going to be returning. They may not have a huge part because of where the story has gone, since they no longer are part of Peter's life.
Yeah.
But
Damn.
this could be really crazy. I'm super excited about this. I mean, Jon Bernthal is a fan favorite. His turn as the Punisher has been a favorite, but for everybody pretty much. You excited about this?
How is he going to fit into I'm just curious. I don't know how he fits into Spider-Man. I don't know a lot about the Punisher, to be honest. So,
Well, there was, I'm not sure if it's the very first time Punisher came around, but one of his first introductions, he was in a Spider-Man comic book.
Oh.
And he had been hired by somebody called the Jackal to kill Spider-Man. So it was all this because Spider-Man's always getting accused of being like public enemy number one by J. Jonah Jameson and stuff, and they're always doing these things to screw him over. And this is one of those times where so the Punisher thought he was a bad guy. It's a mercenary. He's just going for the job. And I can't remember exactly how that turns out, but I'm pretty sure they end up working together by the end of that one. I haven't read it in a long time. I think I might actually have a crappy copy of it in my collection. So I have to. I mean, I have some in good condition, but sometimes comics were just like, I just want a copy of it. I don't care what it looks like. So yeah, that would be so awesome if that happens. I mean, this could bring a real gritty level to, or gritty element to the movie. And of course this paves the road to me for like Daredevil. Matt Murdock was already in the last Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It seemingly would be a pretty easy way to at least hint that we still know these people exist, or because he knows who Matt Murdock is, and he knows he can catch some bricks through windows, but he don't know why, and maybe he can finally his spider sense will probably pick up on it. If he met Daredevil, he'd probably figure out it was his lawyer. I feel like, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. No, that's super interesting. I'm definitely down because I feel like we don't outside of what the show for Jon Bernthal. Was that, or was he in a movie? I don't.
No, he's never been in a movie as Punisher like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but he does have another Netflix project coming up since that is going to be sort of like along the Werewolf by Midnight type of special presentation where he's actually helping write it.
Oh shit! Okay.
And so we don't know what that's going to be about, but we do know you've watched Born Again. Did you watch?
Born Again.
The new Daredevil series. Did you watch the new?
No, I haven't. I'm clearly going to have to.
Spoilers as to what happens with Punisher in that, but I definitely when you get the chance and find time, Born Again is a great show. It's just as good as the Netflix stuff. It's a little different, but it's right there, and the direction it's going in is going to be really good. And Punisher's huge in that show. So
sweet. Okay.
So yeah, I'm hoping we get something because Daredevil is street level. This is a scene from that movie. Oh, this is the greatest scene right here. Oh, man, such a good show. Gritty and these guys are powerful, visceral, like guttural fighters.
Dudes. Yeah. I like it.
Daredevil and Punisher. If they could both, they're the kind of guys who could bring a cool, different street level to Spider-Man stuff, which is what everybody kind of wants for this movie. Their power. Spider-Man has got way more power, super power than Daredevil, but they get around the city almost the exact same way. In fact, a little bit of a spoiler for you is in Daredevil Born Again, you do actually see him moving around more like that than he did in the old Netflix
Okay.
show. Like he never used to swing around, and
Right.
he swings around to an extent in this newer show. It's more
Ooh.
comic accurate as far as the way Daredevil
Sweet.
moves and stuff like that. So highly recommend you checking that out. But you know, with this Daredevil news, it brings up the question of, because there's a lot of rumors right now, Hulk Smash 2. There's been a lot of rumors that Hulk may be in this movie also.
Ooh,
And so maybe we get a
okay.
thing where like Punisher and Spider-Man have to team up against crazy Hulk who's been, being turned negative by Mr. Negative. Maybe we got some kind of things like that. This has been rumored by John Roca and Jeff Snyder. These are some scoop guys. If you're not familiar with them, they have a channel on YouTube also.
Okay.
So these guys have connections, and they're one of the main people who've been saying that this is what's happening. So
Sweet. Okay.
I don't know. Scoops and leaks aren't always right. These could just be rumors, could be unsubstantiated, but we'll find out.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
Hulk, Punisher, and Spider-Man. Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget, Sadie Sink is also supposed to be in this movie as a role that is not confirmed currently, but there's a lot of speculation about that. Gwen Stacy, maybe Mayday Parker, who is Peter's daughter from another universe.
Shit,
Well,
okay.
we saw her in Spider-Verse, the little girl.
Yeah. Okay.
A little mask, a little knit mask. Yeah.
Good shit.
So maybe she's Mayday Parker. My speculation is Firestar from the Spider-Man and Amazing Friends with Iceman, Spider-Man, and Firestar. When I was growing up as a kid, that was huge.
Okay.
If they want to do some kind of, because then you could kind of link to the mutants. Maybe he's working with these people, but I don't know. Right now, there's a lot of names, and the one thing I am worried about with the movie is timing. Right, this is supposed to come out like next year sometime, and I just don't see how we're still figuring out who the cast is and possibly the story. Well, we don't have. I mean, you can't write the Punisher in if you don't have the Punisher cast.
Yeah.
So, if he hadn't agreed to be in the movie, like, we want to put the Punisher in the movie, but John Bernthal's not going to be in it. So, so I'm a little concerned about they're just getting these people cast, and they're supposed to be ready like next summer. I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe Christmas, maybe spring.
Okay.
In my opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. Adriana Arjona, you familiar with her?
No.
So there's a lot of news, or a lot of hope. We'll call it hope.
Okay.
She was in Andor. Highly recommend watching Andor when you
okay.
get a chance. I had put off the first season for a while, so I do understand. But I finally watched it, and it's the best.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
It literally is the best. It makes Rogue One even better than it already was.
Wow.
It makes Star Wars better than it already was. Adriana Arjona was a standout in that, and a lot of us are hoping that she might get cast as Wonder Woman. This is all just hope. She has expressed interest if they were to ask, but she's not going to go out there and ask them for the job, because that's not what you do.
Right. Correct.
But I agree that I guess I'd ask you what you think about her being the role. I guess from her looks, what do you think? From her, you don't know her acting, but
Nope.
Her looks, she could be Wonder Woman.
Yeah. She's got the part. I mean, she's very she vibes like Gal
exotic,
Gadot, honestly.
Yeah, she could be the exotic Amazon. Like I totally feel that.
Yeah.
She was great in Andor.
Are those braids, or in her? Is that her hair in braids?
I think
or
so. Yeah. I think
okay.
Yeah.
Fucking blind.
They like braids in the Star Wars galaxies.
That's true. They do.
big on those.
Braids and buns.
They're actually headphones. Yep. Actually, audio devices. That's
That makes sense.
canon from Spaceballs. Yep. So yeah, I would love to see that happen. I think she would nail the role. I think she could do it. And I hope James Gunn isn't too like, oh, I don't want to use the fan casting because she's perfect for the role.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because he's like in charge now, basically.
Yes,
of
completely.
DC.
Yeah. So he'll be the one picking. More DC news. Clayface. We are. I'm sure you're familiar with this. Mike Flannigan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is exciting. We have. I guess he's written the screenplay. He wrote it. Then he wrote the screenplay also. And then now, I guess Hossein Amini, who did Drive, is revising the script. So it's a little concerning about his revising. James Gunn says not to worry. So that's what he says.
that doesn't really concern me necessarily because Flanagan's never done like a superhero type movie, so.
Well, that's the difference though. This is not a superhero movie.
Well, yeah, but I'm sorry, like a comic book adaptation or whatever. He's never done that.
Right,
so
right. But they're treating this like a body horror movie. This is it's a horror movie. It will be rated R.
Oh shit!
And it's leaning into the psychological and body horror aspects of Clayface. Like he like James Gunn wants to do it like serious. I mean, think about like Slither and stuff like that. Okay, not serious, but like
yeah,
interesting. Okay. So this could be, and James Gunn said his like the body horror stuff is his favorite. So he like really wants this to be a horror movie is what I'm getting out of his interviews and stuff. And now, because Clayface is Clayface is kind of a scary character, really, if you think about it.
He's goopy for sure too.
Yeah, I mean he's moist. Mike Flannigan. So also we have the new. This is the person who's been cast as Clayface. Tom Rice Harries or Tom Rice Harries. I don't know how to say his name. He was in Suspicion and The Gentleman. So I've not seen either of those. I don't know about his acting, but everybody seems to be pretty pleased with his casting. So so that's pretty cool. That's supposed to be released in September of 2026. So
we're getting 2 Flanagan features on the big screen next year. Shoo. Okay.
Flanagan's having a time right now. He is.
Well, we haven't gotten anything from him since 2019 with Dr. Sleep. Now we have Life of Chuck in theaters, but we haven't gotten a horror movie on the big screen by that time for 7 years. So, and we're getting 2, The Exorcist and this. So,
right.
2026 is already shaping out to be a great year. I love it.
So apparently, Flanagan's script is inspired by the Batman animated series also.
Okay.
And the episode feature Feet of Clay. Right. Okay. So that's the one where where he is like an old actor and stuff like that. So I guess that's what they're going to kind of go for. I don't know if it's going to be a time piece, like a time period piece or not, like if they're going to go, or if it's going to be current time. I think James Gunn said it's going to be modern take on it. And because Coy Jandreau had asked him a question in an interview about like whether like AI and social media things would be coming into it. And I'm pretty sure if I recall correctly, he said that was the case. So, it's gonna be this newer take, but kind of based on that take of the character. And
are we talking the Batman animated series from the 90s?
Yeah, the old, the best, the GOAT.
Well, I'm gonna have to rewatch that then because apparently Feet of Clay is season 1, episode 4, and it's 2 parts too. There's a part 1 and part 2, so I'll have to rewatch that. It's streaming on Prime Video, so I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, and so even though Flanagan's no longer part of the project, kind of like handed over his work, he hopes that the film stays true to his vision, and we all hope so.
Is he not directing?
No, he is just writing and screenplay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So
okay, so I should have said that. This is going to be direct. Okay, it's directed by James Watkins, who did Speak No Evil.
He also did Eden Lake from 2008, which is a fucked up horror movie. So full faith in this man.
Okay, good. Hey, I trust your opinion on that. Cool.
Full faith. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Very nice.
So that's something to be excited about.
Definitely.
Here's something I don't know how to feel about Ironheart. Okay. I'm excited about Ironheart because I love Marvel. I'm excited. I mean, like, I love Marvel comics. Like, I, I'm the kind of person who's happy with a shitty Marvel movie because I just want Marvel movies. I grew up in a time where there was no
Yeah.
Marvel movies ever. Roger Corman's Fantastic Four, which never got released. That was my thing. I mean, I remember when Batman and Spider-Man, those movies first came out, it was like the biggest deal. X-Men, I mean, it was like, nowadays everybody's just, oh, it's no big deal. Oh, so many superhero movies, I don't want to go see them. It's like, must be nice to be spoiled. Must be nice. Oh, you poor thing. Superheroes coming out your butt. Oh, poor thing. But so I'm concerned about this show because I don't know. I mean, the marketing's not great on it.
I haven't even heard about it.
I don't know if they're. I mean, of the Ironheart character from Black Panther 2, Riri Williams. Didn't love the suit in that. I don't love the suit in this. This is a much cooler looking suit though, but it's still really clunky to me.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I don't like because in the comics, now I never read her comics at all, but I mean, I've seen her in the comics a lot and I've seen her in other stories in the comics, and her suit looks totally different. It's like a slender iron suit. It's like a,
like nanotechnology or some shit.
Right. It doesn't look like this, but maybe there's a progression to be had. And we, maybe this thing evolves a lot during this show.
It's a show. Okay.
This is a show. Yeah, this is a show on the Disney Plus.
Okay.
And there's some exciting stuff going on with this because recently there was a post on the social medias by Disney advertising the show. They gave the episode list, and on the 5th episode, I can't think of what to call it. What is it called right now? Let's see. Karma's a Glitch is what the episode is called, and the M on Karma is outlined in red. And so a lot of eagle-eyed people are going, well, is that going to be Mephisto? Because we've all been hoping, and I mean, for Eric Voss's sake, I hope that Mephisto someday is totally in the MCU because that guy has gotten teased for like calling out Mephisto since WandaVision, and Mephisto should have been in WandaVision.
Wow, that was a while ago too, right?
Yeah, and so he still gets like every time Mephisto gets brought up, his name gets brought up. I mean, I just did it now. Everybody Mephisto, they think Eric Voss, but so hey, he wasn't wrong in my opinion. I think he was on the right track, and the cool thing is we know. Well, I mean, I said we know. He doesn't have a character listed in the official cast, but Sacha Baron Cohen has been rumored to be Mephisto for quite some time now. And he would be amazing as that role. I mean, the mischievous, like the way he can look and stuff. Like I think he'll just nail it. He can be this. He doesn't even have to go full devil body. He could just go a suit like this, and he doesn't even necessarily have to end up having his face look like this. He could just do some evil look and get some eyes, and we know he's gonna be Mephisto, and that later on down the road there's gonna be more. But this show plays with the idea of technology versus like magic and the mystical, so that's what we're gonna be dealing with in this show, and I mean, Mephisto was mentioned by name in the last season of Agatha or the Agatha show, the miniseries. That was mentioned. She did, in the last episode, name drop Mephisto. Okay. So he does exist in the...
But where is he?
Right. Yeah. So we can't wait. I can't wait to see the... I mean, I want to see Sacha Baron Cohen as Mephisto, but... The show scares me. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it all the opportunity to do good. I'm not gonna think negatively until I see something negative.
Yeah, exactly. I that's the thing I hate about social media sometimes
Yeah.
is people will just rip things apart, and it's like it's not even out yet.
Yeah,
Okay, let's watch
I don't
it
know the
first.
story. I mean, I'm just
Right.
seeing little images. I mean, yeah, it's not totally jiving with me yet, but I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, I can't even
Exactly.
like do any major speculation based on stuff I previously know about the character because I really don't know a lot about her other than
Right.
that she's very smart. And that's about it, And that her and in the comics, like her and Tony Stark like worked together and stuff. Like they were friendly. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. What's the next? Oh, yes. Speaking of Mephisto, that's not nice. Kathleen Kennedy is having a tough time with Star Wars. And
Who's this?
Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay.
She's in charge of Star Wars. This is the person who's in
Oh.
charge. So Kathleen Kennedy is now changed the plan again for what Star Wars is going to do.
Perfect.
Yeah, because we love to do that. More plan changes, always love that. As much not knowing what's going on as possible would be great. So I do think some of this stuff is good information or good possibly directions. It might be the right way to go.
Right.
Maybe. There is one final step that needs to be the right thing of how to go, and we'll get to that. But so what they're going to do is shift away from the trilogies. Not every next movie has to have two more attached, right? So
that's fair.
that's how all
Agreed.
movies should be planned, anyways.
Right.
For the most part, like if you can try to figure out a way to like make them standalone and then also come together into a big story later on, great.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, so we got the Starfighter coming up. That's Sean Levy's project with Ryan Gosling and what's her name? Oh my gosh, I just told Pearl.
Mia Goth.
Mia Goth, yeah. And she's going to be in that. We got James Mangold's Jedi origin film, which is thousands of years in the past. And then we got the Dave Filoni Mandoverse, Mandolin.
Yes.
Mandalorian and Grogu.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that's a good way to go. I think we're going to not get... I don't know if there's going to be any more series. It doesn't seem like they're really excited about doing a lot of shows, which makes sense because, I mean, the last two shows were really good and not enough people watched them. All because, you have one bad show, one bad season of a show that everybody loved, and then a really bad show that everybody hated, and all of a sudden it's the end of the world. We don't know what to do with ourselves, and there's no way anything could ever get fixed. And oh my gosh, the sky is falling. So I will say that I do wish that Kathleen Kennedy would kind of pass the torch on. I don't know who that torch needs to be passed to, but it's somebody. She's really hurt the direction of the franchise. In the long run, I think she's a very capable producer. She's got a lot of big production under her belt. I mean, she's been huge for the industry for forever, but I just don't feel like this is the right fit for her. I don't think she needs to retire from producing. I think she just needs to maybe move on from this project because it might have been a wash. Let's call it a wash. If you don't want to call it an L, call it a wash because whatever you can do to make yourself feel better about it, she probably should move on from that project. But
Okay.
I know you don't have a lot of input for Star Wars. So do you have anything about this?
I like that everything needs to be a trilogy for sure.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I've seen everything besides Andor and what's the other one that I haven't seen? I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, so really, you're more of like the average Star Wars fan. You're not like the hardcore who's watching knows every single thing about it. But you're like you're the person they're trying to please. And so these things hopefully would be the things that you'd want to.
I mean, so like you did the 3 trilogies. That's cool. We're done. Like, let's not make everything a trilogy. I think I'm also someone who's not a purist of Star Wars. Like, only the original 3 matter. Like, I really love Solo. I liked it. I don't know. Like, people don't like that. I loved Rogue One, but that one's more obviously accepted.
Yeah.
But
Not
yeah,
by
moving
everybody.
away from trilogies is a good idea, I think. That's good. We should be making one-off Star Wars movies because they did well with Rogue One. A lot of people love that. So let's do more stuff like that.
Right. And then, like, if the story works, you can. I mean, nobody was like, oh, we made Rogue One in order to make this series about what happened beforehand. No, that wasn't the way it was planned.
Right.
You know, it was like afterwards they were like, man, that went really well. Is there any way we can like do anything else with any of these characters? Like, yeah, let's get some new characters. Like maybe this new Ryan Gosling character is really fucking cool. And we're like, man, I'd love to see what he does after this. Like that character.
Exactly.
Where'd that guy go? You know?
Yeah. There's ways you can leave it open to more. You know, there's definitely ways. So.
Right.
There's a picture.
Yeah. This is her laughing at us all. Ha! So,
jeez, okay.
Speaking of crazy people who run companies that maybe shouldn't be, David Zaslav, is that his name? David Zaslav? I think so.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, Zaslav recently said that they were splitting Warner Brothers into two companies. The Warner Brothers that does network stuff, global network stuff, CNN, TNT, the news, all that stuff, TBS, and that the other half is going to be Warner Brothers streaming and studios. So that's HBO, Warner Brothers Pictures, Warner Brothers TV, and gaming assets. Now, so there's a big rumor out there that Sony wants to buy this. So, what do you think about that? What do you feel about Sony buying Warner Brothers Entertainment?
Well,
division?
I mean, I'm pretty sure we have Warner Brothers to thank for the Conjuring universe. Is that correct? Is that accurate? Warner Brothers does the Conjuring shit, right?
Maybe.
Because if that's the case, I mean, Sony might be able to improve that because there's a lot of kind of duds in the Conjuring universe. I need to confirm this, though, before I ramble on about the Conjuring universe, but I'm pretty sure, because it's not Universal. Let me see. Does WB own the Conjuring franchise? So I don't know. That's interesting. Like, I already know. Yeah, Warner Brothers does. So, but I guess it's specifically. So, what would happen to New Line Cinema then if Sony bought out Warner Brothers? Is New Line going away? Are they getting rid of New Line because that's a subsidiary of Warner Brothers?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that it's sort of like when Microsoft got Activision. It's like bring in all those studios and they sort of
I guess my concern would be
evaluate their, what do you do on a daily basis?
I don't mind, honestly. I just would worry about what would happen to New Line because they've been putting out a lot of good stuff. Like they've been putting out a lot of good horror movies. Like I said, the Conjuring universe is part of that. So it's like that kind of worries me because I don't know if you heard this, but someone announced Warner Brothers or someone that the last Conjuring movie that they're doing is the end of phase 1 of this Conjuring universe. And I was like, phase one? That's like 13 years of phase 1. Okay.
All right.
So maybe that'll be, I don't know. That's kind of, that kind of worries me if Sony just takes over and then just gets rid of things.
I mean, I'm not as worried as, see, I think like a lot of it would just be to like the money side of it. Like, I feel like they would just let a lot of stuff go the way it was going already. Like I would hope, God, I hope they wouldn't rebrand HBOMax again. It's what is it now?
Please.
HBO, Sony Max. I don't know. So,
God, that's...
there would be a lot of gaming assets that would be huge for them to gain. Sony would get like Mortal Kombat, DC, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones. That would all come under their gaming licensing IPs.
Wow.
So that would be huge for them. I'm not worried about that stuff. The only thing I guess it's, I'm biased, right? The only thing I'm worried about is don't touch the fucking superheroes. Stay away from DC, you horrible, horrible people. Because you don't know what you're doing with Spider-Man. Like now, there's a good side of it. The good side of it is they probably would not be allowed to keep Spider-Man. They'd have to give Spider-Man back to Marvel because you can't, because it's like direct competing IPs. I don't think you can have them both.
Yeah, that would be. Wouldn't that
monopoly-ish.
wouldn't that be like Monopoly or
Sort of.
some shit?
I think there might be rules against it, and
Yeah.
the trade administration might have a problem with it, but who knows these days. But so that would be kind of cool to like have DC all in one hand and Marvel have complete control of Marvel and not have Spider-Man be controlled. Yeah, but it would be bad news for DC. As a comic book fan, as much as I'm a Marvel fan, I fear for DC. I'm excited to see where James Gunn is taking it. I don't want to see them change directions now.
Again. How many times can we restart this DCU?
Yeah, please no. Make it stop.
Golly. Interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, it would just. I mean, yeah, we give Sony a lot of room to work with a lot of stuff. I mean, they'd make a lot more DC games, and they would blow up with it. But the movie end of it, it just makes me so nervous.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if they just let James Gunn and Peter Safran do their stuff, okay.
Let them cook.
Yeah, if you're just doing it for the money and make it, because you guys, okay. Like, but then they got to lose Spider-Man too. That's a trade-off, and Spider-Man is like the most popular in the world.
He's pretty popular.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he still is. He used to be bigger than Batman. I'm pretty sure world recognition, he's like the biggest, which is crazy. And then it's Batman and then Superman. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I don't want to see Sony mess with DC. But the rest of it, I don't know if they would do too much harm or not.
Yeah.
They're kind of just an entertainment industry. I mean, if they just let the studios cook, then
just sit back and collect your money and let them work.
Right. I don't love acquisitions, but I mean Zaslav's not doing a good job either. So it's like, I mean, thank God he got James Gunn and Peter Safran to do the DC stuff and didn't try, doing too much with that.
Right.
So now on the other end, we got Thunderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of disappointing news as a Marvel fan.
Okay.
This movie didn't make any money.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and this is like the best.
Dang.
Yeah, that's what the asterisk stands for. We didn't make any money, which sucks because I love this movie. You love this movie.
Loved it.
Yeah, but people get a bad taste in their mouth, and these days, people like that. People like to be angry at stuff. And even though everybody's saying this is a good movie, I'm still not gonna go see it because I'm angry about Captain Marvel.
Oh my God.
Stuff like that.
People literally hate Captain Marvel and Brie Larson so much for no fucking reason, and it makes me crazy. It makes me insane.
Right. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Wait, so what do you have on numbers? Because what I'm looking at is pretty profitable.
Production budget was 180 million. Marketing estimated 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
They said the break-even point was supposed to be about 425.
Jeez.
And because they did a lot of marketing for this, huge marketing.
Jeez, break even was 4? Holy shit.
That's what they're saying. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if these numbers are exact, official, or what. Global box office 371 million. Does that match what you're seeing?
381, close enough.
Yeah, so give or take, depending on the day. But it's not good.
Yeah.
It's still tens of millions off.
Well, stop making $200 million movies. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Well, they didn't go super crazy
shit.
with the production budget wasn't. I'm telling you, it was all. I mean, this doesn't even add up. Somewhere else these numbers couldn't be right. The production and the marketing, because that only adds up to 280. The numbers I have right here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you gave 280, so 425. That seems.
What am I seeing?
Crazy.
What are you seeing on here?
On IMDb, I'm seeing a budget of 180 and then growth worldwide of 380. But usually, it's a minimum of at least half the budget for marketing. So, that is about 100 million. So 280. I mean, we're just shy of 3. So break even at 425 seems off. My God. I mean, if that's your break even, holy shit, guys. Every movie can't make $500 million or more.
Yeah.
That you guys are putting out. Like, that's a ridiculous expectation.
Yeah, I mean, it could be wrong. This is just what I'm seeing everywhere, and everybody seems to be saying that it didn't quite hit the mark they were hoping. I mean, not like crazy for like these companies, like 10 million, 20 million isn't as big of a deal, but it's also it's not good. So this brings up some news I know you want to talk about.
Oh man, I'm so upset. I'm very upset. I don't like this at all. So if you guys
Well, it's
are
like certain aspects I think you do, and then others you don't, right?
So yeah, so that we first of all, we were supposed to get a Saw 11 this year that got scrapped, and I was like, okay, well that sucks, no more Saw. And then Blumhouse comes along, and they're like, we have bought the highest percentage stake in the Saw franchise, and I'm like, I don't like that for a lot of reasons. One, Blumhouse used to be a great production house because they used to give you micro budgets. Usually about $1 million and let people go have creative control and freedom. But now I feel like they're just grubbing for money lately with some of these movies. I also don't want to see a PG-13 Saw. Blumhouse is known for doing a lot of PG-13 horror, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Saw absolutely needs to be an R-rated franchise with a lot of blood and guts. The good news is, though, the silver lining here is that Leigh Whannell and James Wan will be involved in some way, shape, or form. I have no idea if this means they'll be directing it. I have no idea if they're just going to be producers or writers. I don't know.
I believe it said writing and I thought it said writing and directing.
I'm trying to find the quote I had from James Wan. Here we go. So yeah, quote, James Wan says, Saw holds a special place in my heart. It's where Leigh Whannell and I began our Hollywood journey. Coming back to this world with a fresh perspective is both thrilling and deeply personal. For me, this will mark a significant creative return to the Saw franchise. For the first time since the early days, I'm very much looking forward to embracing the original spirit while pushing the legacy forward in bold, unexpected ways. So
that doesn't say the words.
Yeah, it doesn't say the words, so we don't know much yet, but it does seem that they are going to move away from the current timeline, which is good and bad because they left you with there was going to be more. Like I said, there was going to be a Saw 11 that picked up with the events from Saw 10.
Right.
So I don't think we're going to get that now, which sucks, but yeah, I don't like it being in Blumhouse's hands. They're very hit or miss, and I really don't want them to destroy literally my favorite horror franchise of all time. So but I'm not saying that they can't make a good movie. It's just I'm nervous.
The thing
very nervous.
The thing I was nervous about too when I saw this story was like a lot more. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's a franchise as it is, but a lot more like franchisey talk, like films, TV, games, immersive experiences. Is like just make a couple good movies, then we'll talk. Let's talk after that. Let's make a couple movies. Hey, make a movie.
I mean, the cool thing with Saw, it's just so weird though, because 10 of them are tied to. Well, no, not 10. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I mean, really, every single one is tied to Jigsaw except for Spiral. So you have 9 movies tied to John Kramer. It's like we can go a different way and expand on new ideas. What are we doing though? Like, are we just doing copycats? Is that going to be the thing?
It's just
I don't know.
I will say, as much as I may say some of that stuff though, the video game thing maybe kind of sounds fun.
I would be down. I mean, they had
but I don't want the best thing to come out of the Saw franchise to be a video game.
That is correct. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm down for like a. If they could do it kind of like Dead by Daylight kind of thing where you have it's like an escape. I don't know. They could probably do something. And I think there was a Saw game at one point way back when. But yeah, so concerning. Hopeful, just hopeful. Cautiously hopeful about this.
We're hoping to see you, Billy.
Hoping to see you, Billy. I mean, John Kramer, I mean, I know you're getting up there, dude, but I don't know.
Because those guys are involved, it makes it feel like a little safer, but it's still
right.
It didn't say they're direct. I mean, they said they're guiding.
Right, guiding. So I assume they're going to be brought on. I mean, they're probably going to be producing it. Alongside with Blumhouse.
I mean, James Gunn was brought along to guide the DC universe, and he's directing the first one. So
right. I mean, if we get a Saw movie directed by James Wan, written by Leigh Whannell, I might just pass out.
Let them start. Let them start.
Right. Let them start it just like they did,
and then
continue,
and then
on,
have say from then on what we're doing.
Because I mean, James Wan only directed the first one. That's it. He didn't direct any subsequent Saw movies. So let him start it. Let him cook the whole thing up, and then go on your merry way.
And I mean, that's the best one. I mean, hands down.
Yeah, I saw. I mean, yeah. So yeah, cautiously optimistic, but we'll see.
Okay.
So next we have Crystal Lake. It has begun filming.
Oh man, look at that! Look at that head.
I
Look
know,
at that
right?
head.
That chrome dome. So it's officially started filming, as you can see right here. Titled Mama's Boy. I don't know why. I hope that's not the name of it because I'm not huge on that.
It looks like it says here. Look, it says code name Mama's Boy.
There we go. That's what I was figuring.
Yeah,
So yeah, this comes from Brad Caleb Kane's Instagram. Yeah. So it is in collaboration with Peacock A24 called Crystal Lake. It has begun filming. Supposed to be done filming in November, and we should expect it sometime next year. I'm gonna assume. So if they're done in November, right? Post-production, that'll take a few months.
Yeah, and this is a series, Peacock.
This is a series, correct. Okay. So I don't know. I don't think they've even released the amount of episodes at this point.
But now, hadn't we heard that the way they were going to do it was like, was it going to be like each episode was going to be a particular year or something? Or
I had heard about that. Like they were going to set. I think it's supposed to take place in like 3 different decades or something like that. I did hear that there's supposed to be time jumping.
Yeah, you could have like 13 episodes and have each one be in a different, like the story of each movie, kind of almost.
Oh my god, that would be really cool.
Yeah. How many are there?
How many movies?
Yeah.
There's 12. Funny enough.
Well, 12 that are like from that original like storyline that don't do reboot.
Oh, so
how many?
10. So 10 original movies, then you have Freddy vs. Jason, and then you have the remake.
Right. Okay. So they could. So it would be 10 episodes maybe. But it'd be better if they did 13 somehow because duh.
I know we haven't even gotten a 13th Friday the 13th movie. It just feels weird at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is exciting because it is new. Friday the 13th, in a sense, it's a prequel to the first movie, which is interesting because the rights are so tied up with. It's a whole mess. One person owns one thing, another person owns something else.
Right.
So they're able to do a prequel because they can get around it. But really, what's cool about this is the fact that Linda Cardinelli is going to be playing Jason's mother, which
so awesome.
We've seen 2 iterations of Jason's mother. One from part 1 and part 2, and then we saw Jason's mother in the reboot in 2009 at the beginning for like 5 seconds. Linda Cardinelli's hot. Okay, I wasn't expecting they would get a very attractive woman to play Jason's mom, but I love her. I think she's great. I think she's fantastic.
She is.
Think I've seen her in anything horror. I'm not saying she hasn't done something horror, but I can't really recall anything that she's done horror. I think of her, I think of Grandma's Boy. That's what I think
of. Yeah, and what, Freaks and Geeks or whatever was the show?
Yeah, Scooby Doo as well.
Yep, Velma.
Oh shit, she was in The Curse of La Llorona, that really bad but fun Conjuring spinoff movie. So she was in that.
She's part of the Conjuring universe.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. She was in Strangeland too. Okay, so she's been in a couple of horror movies.
Okay.
So yeah, this is exciting. I'm excited for that. So yeah, there's a Friday the 13th next year in November. So release it then. Like you got to release it on a Friday the 13th. If you don't, it's such a fail because I don't think they'll be able to do it in February because that's the only other Friday the 13th in 2026. So I don't. That's a quick turnaround for a show. So yeah. Maybe by next November the 13th, we'll have this.
Yeah, these
series.
people are crazy, right? They'll be like, they make release dates before they even start filming. Like it's like,
yeah. Or they'll just drop it in the middle of summer for no reason other than the fact that it's taking place at a camp.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's the way Hollywood's always worked, but it's like because now we hear about it so much because the information highway is like drives right through our living room. It's like. I mean, it's always been that way and just been a clusterfuck forever, but it seems like it's even more one nowadays. I don't know. No wonder these people are always striking.
I'm surprised they haven't said like, oh, we're releasing it on this date, but
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the 2 bigger pieces of news, and then this is a quick one, but the massive hit, Ryan Coogler's Sinners, is actually coming to Max on July 4th, which is really cool because that was, I mean.
I just paid full price for it the other day.
Oh no!
I don't care. No, I don't care. I mean, I felt bad about it for a second, but I was like, wait, I kind of knew it was coming anyways. I just don't care because take the money.
Yeah, take the money.
Ryan Coogler takes it a little bit. I mean, that guy, I have mad respect for his skills. The guy,
he's fantastic. one of the strongest horror movies this year, just in terms of production, strongest horror movie this year. Budget apparently was 90 million, so let's call it 125 with marketing, and it made 363 worldwide, which is pretty insane. So
I was just watching there's a YouTube video by Kodak where Ryan Coogler goes to and he's talking about film aspect ratios and stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing
so
video.
Good. That
amazing.
Made me really
so
appreciate
interesting.
him.
And all the different theaters that he made Sinners for, and how he had these theaters they like specially like set up to like show this film in this way and stuff. And like, wow, man. I will say the one thing about that video that kind of blows my mind is like, I used to have a TV in that aspect ratio that he says is the super best one. It was called a normal TV, and then they made us all buy widescreen ones. And they told us that widescreen was better, and now they're telling us the square is better. I'm so confused. Why is this just like bell bottoms? What is going on?
This is why I'm so fucking.
Is this like
confused.
mullets? Like mullets, mullets are cool again. Our square TVs are cool again.
Apparently, yeah, CRTs, man, those are the way to go. They have a really good contrast, apparently. But yeah,
mind blown, right?
Yeah. That whole video is great because if you watched it in IMAX, you would actually be able to see the bars changing from the IMAX to the regular camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. If you watch it in Dolby, which is how I watched it, it's just 278 to 1, I believe.
I want to go to one of those theaters with the two side screens where certain scenes, I'm guessing the ones like in the bar in like the speakeasy kind of place, like with all the people dancing around. I'm guessing like during the dancing scenes, you see people all around you. It's like there's a 3-screen thing they show it on.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah, they filmed it with like surroundo vision.
Surroundo vision.
They did.
The proper term.
Yeah, yes.
I like that. So yeah, if you haven't seen Sinners, you didn't make it to the theater, check it out on Max July 11th. It is definitely worth your time.
I still have to watch it. I bought it. I didn't watch it yet.
Oh, you haven't even seen it at all?
No. I'm so excited.
Oh,
I'm
so good.
Yeah. If I hadn't watched my What Are You Watching, then I would have.
You'll have to let me know because they said the home release was gonna have the transitions from IMAX to regular cameras. So let me know if the digital copy has that, because the physical copy that they're releasing is going to have the aspect ratio changes. So
okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, that brings up something that we like to do around this time of the show. What are you watching?
Oh, man. So I watched the original Amityville Horror for the first time from 1979. Kind of underwhelming. I'm not going to lie. Kind of underwhelming. From a runtime point of view, it was like 2 hours, I want to say, which is fine. I'm not saying you can't make a good 2-hour horror movie, but it has to be paced right. Yeah, it's 1 hour and 58. So I was already like, that's pretty long, especially for one in the 70s. And don't get me wrong. It had a great cast. You have Josh Brolin, who's fantastic. He's great in this. You also have oh my God, what's her face? It's on the tip of my tongue. Margot Kidder, fantastic. Love both of them. But it just man, it was just anticlimactic. Didn't really like the ending very much. I just felt it was all build up, and then when stuff finally got exciting, it was like, and it's over. And I was like, well, okay. Really good aesthetic, though. I love the 70s aesthetic. There's a lot of good, well-shot scenes. I love this scene when he's going around the house with the axe. Fantastic. And again, you have Margot Kidder in bed smoking. Dime, 10 out of 10. Love her. So pretty.
Classy.
Classy broad right there. And Josh Brolin does deliver an incredible performance of slowly slipping into this mania.
Right.
But yeah, it just kind of, and then you have this chick here with the incredible braces that I love.
There's a scene. Isn't there a scene? Is the brace? Do they do something to her retainer? Does that do something? Or is that's just Poltergeist? Poltergeist does that, right? Was it Poltergeist that had the braces attacking the kid?
No, I don't know.
Or is
now I'm questioning everything.
One of those has the braces. The wires come out and start going .
It might have been this one. I might have missed that because I don't think it's Poltergeist, because the kid in that movie, the son, doesn't have braces. He's got big buck teeth though. He's got some chompers on him.
Yeah, it might be from something else. I don't know.
But yeah, it's
kind
of underwhelmed.
Brought back a memory. I don't know.
But yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5. on the rating scale there on Letterboxd. 3 monkey buckets out of 5. It was good. It was good. It just, a little underwhelming. But then, right after that, I was like, well, I have the box set of Amityville Horror, so I watched Amityville 2, The Possession, and this movie was exactly what I wanted from the original movie. Just balls to the wall, haunted house movie. Shit starts going off immediately. You've got incredible camera work. You've got a really fun possession. The only thing I was not happy about was there's kind of an incestuous relationship.
Oh no.
But
I don't remember that.
It's with someone who's possessed, so it's like, I guess I'll let it slide because they're
demon.
obviously because it's the demon,
Right.
so it's not him. So but yeah, this was, it has, I'll have to show you the shot because I took a video of it because it's so incredible. There's just this shot where it comes from behind this character over top of them and spins around, and I was like, this is, for the 80s, this is insane.
That's cool.
Incredible shot. You've also got a really fun creature right here, which this doesn't spoil anything at all, but it is an incredibly awesome, like, ooey gooey, creepy monster. I gave this one 4 out of 5 monkey buckets because this just hit.
Awesome.
This one hit real like, it's just such a fun haunted house movie, and I think this one was a lot shorter at like what was it, an hour 40 maybe, if Letterboxd would load. Hour 44, so about 15 minutes shorter. And the pacing on this one's really fun because everything starts going off, and then there's this dip where you're like, is this it? And then it just kicks right back up. So it was a lot of fun. Nice. And then the last thing I watched here, that's one of the shots, is Shadow of God, which is a new Shudder exclusive, or excuse me, Shudder original. And exorcism movie, if you couldn't tell by the poster.
I was thinking sexy dance.
Ooh.
Yeah, like with the water coming down a chair.
Yeah. Okay. Sexy dance. Yeah. So this one stars a man named Mark O'Brien. He's a pretty well-versed actor. He's been in things like Arrival, Marriage Story, Ready or Not. He was also in a movie called The Righteous that he starred and directed in. This is his sister in the movie, and there's a lot of stuff happening in this, like a lot of good, but then also a lot of bad. And then the way it ends, you're just like, all right, you guys were really shooting for the stars here. I appreciate that. But overall, it just did not work for me. But there are a lot of, like this right here, insane visuals. Like there are a lot of aesthetically pleasing shots.
This looks like does he have a copy of Huey Lewis and the News or Genesis CDs that he's like sharing with the room during this? Or
it's giving Patrick Bateman when he's showing off his Huey Lewis collection, doing the
totally. That's what I'm totally getting out of it.
So overall, aesthetically pleasing. The acting is actually pretty good. It's just the storyline itself had potential that they kind of fumbled, and then the ending was just like, I'm so confused. So this one sadly got 2 out of 5 monkey buckets for this one. But that is what I have been watching. And
2 out of 5.
That's what's been going on.
Wow. Well, let me tell you, I didn't watch. Well, I watched a couple of things. I started to watch Jurassic World Dominion, and I hate it a lot.
No!
As a huge Jurassic Park fan.
Oh no!
I hate Dominion so much. Oh, no. I haven't even finished watching it. I've already delegated it to a 2.5.
Oh,
it is the worst use. I don't get. They're just doing stuff to do stuff. None of it makes any sense.
Oh, no.
None of it from a story point makes any sense.
Oh man,
it's so bad, and it's like, I'm sorry. These Velociraptors would have killed you immediately. You're dead. You're already dead in the first part of the. You're dead already.
Wow.
Like, I don't know. I haven't been a real big fan of Jurassic World, period. Mm-hmm. The first one was okay. I liked the first Jurassic World one. It was okay.
Okay.
But as soon as we started getting into the super genetic stuff, human clones, and now we're doing bugs, and now we're doing it just, I feel like it's a cash grab movie. We got faces here that don't need to be here. They're just here for the point of the money. it just doesn't make any sense. It's not how the world would react to dinosaurs. It's not how anything would go down. It just doesn't make any sense to me. That's me on that. So yeah, when they released into Vegas at the end, I knew shit was about to go south, and not in a oh no, America's in trouble, like in this franchise is in trouble. and then yeah, that's what this whole movie was, and it was just bad. And so it looks like they're not here in the next one. But I am afraid, I haven't got to the end of this movie, but I am afraid that Scarlett Johansson for the next one is supposed to be this little girl from this movie. And so I'm a little worried about that because I just don't like this storyline. But it's not like I'm not going to give it a chance. And I am going to finish watching this and come up with a rating. But don't love it so far. But, however, Gentlemen Broncos is a movie that I watched, which this movie is amazing. This is by the same guy who did Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite, yeah.
Yeah. So, this is by the same guy who did Napoleon Dynamite. And the one problem with this movie is it may have released too quickly after Napoleon Dynamite. And so it has a similar feel. And so I think that because of that, people were like, I don't want to watch another Napoleon Dynamite. But this is a movie. There's this kid, Benji, and he's a fiction writer, is his hobby. He writes like science fiction stuff. He's like in science fiction club and stuff, and he is writes these really weird science fiction stories, that are just super bizarre. And the character in his story is Sam Rockwell, is this guy Bronco. And that's what makes this movie so special. Sam Rockwell is he's a treasure. He's so great in this. So this character is super weird. And his version of the story is super weird, bizarro, but like for some reason people start to like it and stuff. And, he goes to this, writing, seminar thing and gives, this stuff's all in the trailer, so it's not like super spoilers. But he gives his book to this author, who, well, here's some more of the science fiction. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that is science fiction. We got cyclopses with like weird laser guns and stuff. But yeah, he gives his thing to, where's my cast right here? I don't have the cast up here.
That's Jermaine Clement.
Yeah, Jermaine Clemens.
Clemens, sorry.
Clemens, yes. Yeah, and he's in it, is amazing, hilarious. He's so goofy. I love him. But yeah, he gets a hold of the book. He gets a hold of the book and changes it and uses it because he's like struggling as an artist, even though he's this world famous author. And so he takes the book and he changes the names of the people and he changes the way they're at. This is the same character by Sam Rockwell. But in the version that this guy made. And so there's all this just crazy thing of Sam Rockwell giving the best performance of his life. It's so ridiculous. Jermaine Clement is so good. Yeah, I see he's got the little book. It's just hilarious. And at the same time, you have these friends of Benji are trying to like scam him out of the book in a way because they think it's cool and they want to make a movie of it. And so they're making this movie and it's really cheesy with bad acting and it's just such a good movie. You got scenes like this, Sam Rockwell riding a battle stag, completely serious, projectile vomiting. It's so great. Fuck? It's such a great movie. It's super weird, and I love weird. I give this movie 5 gobbers. Yeah, this is right up my alley. This was a colossal failure in the theaters. It has bad ratings. It's very underappreciated movie, but I loved it. I say give it a chance if you like weird stuff. I mean,
so is it streaming anywhere?
This is not streaming anywhere. It's available for renting on Amazon, or Fandango. It's also on Fandango. Yeah. So
all right, cool.
Worth it. It's worth the rent. I just went ahead and bought it because I've heard so much good about it that I just went ahead and got it and just bit the bullet and was like, I'm doing it. I've seen so much talk about it that I had to have it, and it was worth it. Worth every bit.
Hell yeah.
Oh, so this actually, before we change subjects, I wanted to see. Did you see the Toxic Avenger trailer?
I did.
Let me get your thoughts on that, because we didn't get to talk about that. What did you think about that?
So that is something I'm very excited for. I mean, I was already intrigued just by I don't know why I'm getting Sam Elliott. That is not correct. Elijah Wood. I guess I was thinking Sam from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Elijah Wood looks like a fucking maniac in that movie with this ridiculous haircut.
He is going in.
Yeah, and then they revealed Toxie's look, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I found out it's Peter Dinklage, and I'm like, wait a second. A little person playing Toxie? I'm so into this. Absolutely. Of course.
Yeah. It's weird, but it's going to work. Probably going to work.
But he's got superhuman strength and shit, so I was like, whatever, it's fine. This is going to add a sense of comedy to it that the original, not that I'm saying the original is bad, but I'm saying it's a different element of comedy that wasn't present in the original.
Yeah.
And it's not like the original is this masterpiece of a movie. Like, people were getting upset, like, oh, why are we remaking this? Like, you guys understand, it was a silly B movie from the 80s. Yes, is it good and fun? Of course. But to modernize it and just go fun, or go have fun with it.
It's still trauma.
Exactly, it's still trauma. Like, it'll be okay. So I'm hyped for it that we're actually getting a theatrical release too, because it's been up in the air for months at this point. I've been waiting on something. And fun fact, if you are a physical media collector, Umbrella Entertainment is going to be putting this out in some capacity. I don't know if it'll be a Blu-ray or a 4K, but I know they're putting out the new Toxic Avenger, and they might actually also be doing a box set of the original 4. I think there's 4 original Toxic Avengers, so keep an eye out for that for Umbrella Entertainment. They're out of Australia, and they do a lot of good work. I have a lot of Blu-rays and shit from them, so I'm so hyped for this movie. August, right? That's the day?
Yes.
Or that's the month?
I believe so. Yes.
Sweet. I'll be there.
Stoked.
I'll fucking be there.
All right, well, before we head out, where can we find you, Austin?
Ooh, man, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Slasher app, Blue Sky, Frightmares Podcast. You can follow me on Letterboxd at Dr. Proctor. You can find the podcast anywhere podcasts are sold: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, Amazon, all sorts of places. We do new episodes every Wednesday, releasing at 6 a.m. This week, we will be dropping House on Haunted Hill on Wednesday. So check it out, and hope you like it.
Well, that is awesome, and we appreciate you all stopping by. And please like and subscribe.
It helps.
Have a great day.
See ya.